The best time to do a Roth conversion. I get this question all the time. So let's dive right into this. All right, so a couple things. The ages of 62 to 70 are your most opportune time to do tax planning. Absolutely. I call that the golden age of tax planning. And or the golden years of tax planning. And I'm going to probably do a book on that when I finish up with the one I'm doing now. My book now is titled "You Can Retire on Social Security," and that's I'm getting close to being done with that now, which I'm excited by. All right, but the next one will be the golden age, the golden years of tax planning, and again 62 to 70. And here's why. A lot of times people retire 60, 62, 64, something like that, and when they retire, they no longer have an income. All right, they no longer have income coming in, which means their tax brackets are the lowest that they'll probably ever be, because they're also not at required minimum distribution stage. They don't have RMDs. So because of that, there's really no income coming in. It means they can really use the tax code to their advantage to move money from an IRA to a Roth, or just take distributions out from an IRA to put food on the table in order to delay taking Social Security. So it's a wonderful tax arbitrage, if you will, there. Now, but there's a couple drawbacks. One, the ACA, the Obamacare credits you get, or premium credits, these can be big. I mean, we're talking, some guy was saying the other day, like it'd be $2,000 a month if you didn't have the credit. And that's a lot of money, man. That's $24,000 that you have to pay, for Obamacare before you hit 65. So if you are 62 and you just retired, or 60, I mean, you don't have to be 62. I just use that because that's when you can start taking Social Security. But if you are 60, 62, 61, even in your 50s, and you have yet, you're on Obamacare, all right, and your Obamacare, is the premium for Obamacare is significantly reduced because the credit you're getting, because it's based on income. Man, it's hard to see taking a distribution from a Roth, or from a traditional IRA to a Roth, without really anticipating potential significant increases in your premium. So let's just use a 62-year example. You're 62 years old, you just retired, you got no health care, you go on Obamacare, and you're getting a $1,500 a month premium credit. So it costs you, let's just say $500 a month for a plan. All right, we'll just say that. All right, so $500, you're like, yeah, that's a lot, but I can deal with that. But then if you start doing mass conversions to Roth IRA, when I mean mass, we're just talking like $50,000 a year. And it puts you above the 400% threshold for poverty, or whatever. I don't even know what it is anymore. It's just so hard to keep track. But it puts you above the threshold for poverty. So now you no longer get the Obamacare credit. Well, in that case, your premium goes from $500 a month to $2,000 a month because you don't get the premium credit. And so would it make sense to do a $50,000 Roth conversion to pay tax on that $50,000? And we'll just say it's at a 12% tax bracket, so that's what, $6,000 on top of the $18,000 you're going to pay for Obamacare. I mean, that's just no. So what happens in that, say you have a $50,000 Roth IRA conversion, right? And now you're going to have to pay $24,000 in taxes. The $6,000 you have to pay on the conversion, plus the $18,000 extra dollars you got to pay for Obamacare. I don't see any benefit of that at all. I mean, that's almost a 50% tax bracket right there. So don't do that. That doesn't make sense. And now, I mean, what's the alternative? Well, the alternative is to wait till you go on Medicare. I mean, there's no other way around that. So now at 65 years old, you're not on Obamacare anymore, and you go on Medicare. All right, so now Medicare is different. I mean, Medicare, you have to worry about IRMA. The income was related to monthly adjusted income. I don't even know what IRMA stands for. It's something, the premium increases you have once you break a certain threshold of income. But IRMA is much higher than the Obamacare premium credit. So IRMA for a single person, $80,000 before you pay extra on your Medicare premium. All right, and when there, I'm only talking, your Medicare Part B is $135, and I think with IRMA, the first tier of IRMA is like $175. So it's an extra, $600 a year. Not huge relative to the Obamacare premium credits that you lose. So there's absolutely no way under God's green earth that you should be doing Roth conversions if you have Obamacare premium credits. None. I just don't do it. Just stop. Now, I will say this does lead me to another thing that is going to be relatively new planning that you got to factor in. If you are working in some crappy old job and you're doing your due diligence, saving the money in your 401k, doing what you can, you gotta be careful not to have no assets outside of your IRA/401k. The reason for that is because I'm telling you, what happens if you quit your crappy old job? You're 60 years old. You got 5 years before Medicare kicks in. So you're on Obamacare. You got no income because you have no earned income. You got no income. Right? So Obamacare kicks in, but you got no income, right? So now you got your premium credits. We're talking $1,500 a month, and that's $18,000 a year, my friends. But where does your income come from? Well, you have no other assets other than maybe your 401k or IRA. So forget the Roth conversions. Just the fact you got to pull $50,000 or $60,000 out of your 401k or Roth IRA to keep food on the table. That's just not. That's bad. And so, because now you're going to be losing that $1,500 a month Obamacare premium credit. So you got to start thinking about ways to avoid having distributions, taxable distributions, while you're qualifying for the Obamacare premium credit before Medicare kicks in. It's a big deal, and we're talking real money here. And right, love it or hate it, doesn't. Literally, my contention is I wish there was no Obamacare. I wish there were a lot of things, but the reality of my wishes and desires and the reality of the real world are completely two separate animals. So you got to stop with this Obama, why? Or Trump, why? You got to deal with the situation at hand. And the situation at hand is that this is a deal. This is $1,500, $18,000 a year that you'll be without if you make mistakes. So don't make a mistake. And the mistake would be you have all your assets in 401k/IRAs, which are going to be taxable as ordinary income when you start pulling them out. And if you have to start taking those distributions before Medicare kicks in, you're opening yourself up to a world of hurt where premium increases for Obamacare. What's the alternatives? Look at this Unison thing. I'm telling you, take out an equity from your home without borrowing from it. Do a reverse mortgage at 62. Reverse mortgages at 62 are not income. It's a return of principal. So this is where people got to just start thinking beyond the tried and trite. Not tried and true, but tried and trite. Reverse mortgages are scams. You should never borrow against your own. All this stuff. And I don't think you should take an equity line of credit because that adds to your outgoing cash flow the most inopportune time. But I do think you using this thing from Unison, right, which is where you can basically sell a portion of your future equity in your home for a tax-free income that you can use to offset taking distributions from your 401k. If you screw this up, man, you're not getting that money back. So you got to be very, very careful. So the most opportune time to do Roth conversions is contingent on if you're on Obamacare, and it's contingent on how much you're going to convert when you're on Medicare, because we don't want you to have to pay in the IRMA anyway. But ideally it's 62, but if you're on Obamacare and you're getting premium credits, it'll certainly be at 65 at that point. And you should not do Roth conversions while you're on Obamacare if you're getting premium credits. It doesn't make any sense to me. So you wait till you're on Medicare and do it as a low enough base where you don't have to pay the IRMA, the taxes, higher taxes, because of making too much money from Medicare. All right, so lastly, should you take Social Security early because that is tax favorable relative to taking IRA distributions? No. I'm just telling you, man, just wait till take Social Security as long as you possibly can. If that means you have to do something with your home, well, do it. But do not take Social Security early in order to do Roth conversions. I don't, or take a Social Security early in order to take distributions from an IRA/401k, so that way you can have Obamacare premium credits. I just don't do that. All right, hope this helps. We'll see you.